Maya Sundaresh died in the conductor's chair, or so they thought. In a new lore entry, we learn that she very much did survive. Not her physical body, but her mind, which entered the veil, then the Vex Network, and found the Echo. Today we discuss what she saw and how the conductor came to be. Let's first start by reading the brand new lore entry Mind Body. You can earn this by playing week 1 of Act 3. My first thought when I wake, I must tell Chioma what happened. What a thrill, every aspect will fascinate her. Entering the veil felt like an existential disrobing, the willing extraction of myself from my matter, shedding my body as they slip and diving into an infinite well of collective thought. She will marvel at how I was able to survive, buoyed by countless threads of connection and universal consciousness. How I rode the wave aloft kept me constant, myself as my own, to stand separate and singular from the gravity of the immeasurable collective. She'll be so proud. She'll come with me a second time. We'll dive through worlds together, loved and beloved. Neptune can wait. I left the reach of the veil's threads when I collided with the familiar angles of the Vex Network, didn't I? Yes, I did. When I find her, I must reassure her that I remain myself. It was so tempting there, tumbling from the memories of a being that groans in staccato radiation to the mournful dirge of a planet itself. The universe is aware, it is alive. And I rode its riptides far enough that for a while I worried my voice may thin into the chorus. But I was able to stay together through the only conviction that remained, that I am true. That although I felt innumerable mysteries in that place without form, I remained Maya all the same. Even among an endless universe, I was always distinct. A sensation, impact, pressure, contact. I am not certain I have hands, but whatever part of me exists is touching an object. It woke me. I am me, and I need to sit up. Everything is fluid, but the urge to rise sloshes what part of me I decide is mine upwards, forwards. I have no eyes, no heart, but I feel for my edges and I sense they are an endless liquid expanse that plunges into the seams of the planet itself. Unnerving, intriguing. It seems I am matter again. I recall Lakshmi too, a fine false maquette, and hold its memory in place as I cling tight to an object in my hand. Shape me a body. My outline condenses. I define my silhouette, my limbs, my fingers. What good was 1.5 meters of heartburn at night and high cholesterol? My body is now a vast and flawless sea. As I form my neck, I lift the object in my hand and it shapes in turn. I wear it as a mantle, as a prize. I reach through my new body, and at the core of me, I am filled with a familiar acidic wriggling, the sour milk of the Vex, and I purge them out. I am not Vex, I assert, and they spill from me as bile. What I am left with is an exoframe, and a mantle at my neck and a new voice in the back of my mind. I finish my eyes and see the current of milk dormant at my feet. I am unharmed, and still I am not Vex. They respond to my command, I realize, my hand at the mantle around my neck. Tell me how long has passed since I last encountered the Vex. They do, through the Vex at my feet. They whisper it in uncoded ease. The number is gargantuan. I begin to panic. It is impossible, and my first thought of her, tell me where Chioma Essie is. They search, and they tell me the woman who holds my heart in her hands has laid in a grave for hundreds of years. In a rage, I tell them to mutilate one another. The milk at my feet boils in violence. My Chioma would not depart so mundanely. My Chioma would come find me. My Chioma is still here. My beloved does not rot in a grave. The world itself is broken. Time itself has snapped. Chioma, my world, My life cannot be dead. She must have joined the Vex Net again. She would have searched for me there, sorted among the hundreds of copies of us to find the true version of myself, her Maya. So too will I search. I love her. I would know her in the darkness of a cave and the blinding glare of a sun. She is unique in all ways, precious and without fault. I know the real Chioma is alive. Primary query: find the true Chioma Essie, I command through my tears. She is out there, searching for me in turn, and I will find the Chioma I already love. I know this. I know this. So that card gives us a lot of insight into the Conductor's current motivations. We know what happened at the end of Chioma's life, or at the end of that veil containment audio. Chioma did want to see the Maya she remembered for one last time, so she did enter the Vex Network.
Maya has to be out there. The Maya I remember. And all I want is one more moment with her. To hold her in my arms. Tell her that I love her. I made contact with the Vex. I'm ready. And it's time to say goodbye.
In this new card, Maya gets transformed through the Conductor's chair that she was in. Chioma told us that Maya died in her chair, which is kind of true. Her physical body may have at the time, but Maya Sundaresh's mind and consciousness went on to exist inside the veil. The veil is pretty interesting in this entry. We learn that she sheds her body and dives into an infinite well of collective thought. She was able to ride the universal threads of consciousness, and although her body was gone, she was still herself, still Maya. The veil, she explains, is exactly what we've heard before, a web of consciousness.
They found an object on Neptune that whispered to Maya in her own voice. That artifact, the veil, is of the darkness, as the traveler is of the light. Maya grew obsessed with it. Chioma grew afraid. In her compulsion to study the veil, Maya took no heed of any risks or of Chioma's doubts. Maya wanted a chorus that could channel the power of the veil. And to control that chorus, she built an imprint of herself named Lakshmi. Soon afterwards, Maya entered the Vex Network. She left no trace.
At some point, she finds this echo, the object she speaks of, and begins to shape her new Conductor form. She rises from the radiolaria herself as this exo form. She remembers a memory of Lakshmi, which sort of inspires her new design, and she wears the echo around her head as a prize. She gets startled when she asks the Vex, where is Chioma Essie? The response, she's been dead for 100 years. Maya refuses to believe this, thus her quest begins to find the true Chioma, which she believes still exists. After that, they can bring about another golden age for humanity.
Maya?
What did we name our daughter?
Where are you? What's going on? Please? Maya?
What did we name our daughter?
Nisa.
Elaborate.
We debated names for weeks. Parthenogenic incubation was moving along fine in the lab. And the collapse. Everything happened so fast, we had to leave.
Answer: latency beyond acceptable bounds. Degaussing exomind.
No! Osiris, I read your reports from Neptune. That was Chioma Essie. What did Maya do?
She's searching for something. Using Chioma as a baseline to find our golden age among the simulations.
This is horrific.
I'm afraid this is just the beginning.
Now, given this lore entry and this week's events, we finally know what the primary query is. I'm going to read 3 paragraphs from different lore cards that mention this primary query from before. It gives us a little more insight into the Conductor's thoughts, and we can now make sense of what it means. I am still among the Vex. My third day of reawakening has been the cruelest so far. I have generated a log to sort through my thoughts. This is just too much to take all at once. My ability to focus is strained with a shrill and immediate grief. My heart lived in my beloved's hands. How am I supposed to comprehend that this isn't just absence, but death? There will be evidence, histories these meticulous machines would have cataloged. I will find evidence that I was missed, am missed. I know what I must do. The primary query continues. Past events mean little to a threat so preoccupied with iterating on the future. While Vex do not share my interest in history, they have tracked this timeline all the same. There are trillions of alternate versions, of course, and it seems these Vex diligently dispose of those potentialities once a present moment slides chronologically into the past. I've thrown myself into these records. The primary query is in full force. And yet, all that must wait. Primary query must be concluded. It is the one outstanding variable. There have been too many false positives. None of them are correct. None. The query is only turning back facsimiles, trick mirrors. I know I'm right, and I will not stop until the primary query stops pulling from false datasets. I can think of little else. We must look backward. I must look backward. I must. So we can see the key here is this primary query. The Conductor can already control Vex and Radiolaria, but from the new card it says primary query is to find the true Chioma Essie. So she's using the Vex, looking through all these timelines, looking to the past to try and find that Chioma, her lover, and also information about the Golden Age. With those two things together, she can bring about this new Golden Age she speaks so often about. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like it, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.